Wow, we just got episode 2 of Raids for Modern Warfare 2, continuing the post-launch story where we were left in episode 1. Unfortunately, we didn't go to a new location. The Taskforce simply went further into the nuclear bunker in the Satik Mountains, Urzikstan, still within Atomgrad. I'm wondering if all 5 raids are all going to be taking place within Atomgrad. I guess that's very different to what we were anticipating and what we were expecting, but the first intro cutscene wasn't really that special because it just recapped the first raid. However, the second one was very exciting because in conclusion, we managed to rescue Alex at last as he was hidden deeper within the bunker, and Task Force 141 made it to the bottom and freed him using the terminal. Specifically, Gaz freed him, and I do wonder, now that we have freed Alex, maybe the next raid is going to be 4 players instead of 3, as Alex might be helping out and we might just go deeper into the bunker, or maybe we will go to a new location next time, which I'll speculate about in a little bit. But anyways, since we've rescued Alex, there's a very good possibility that he is going to be an operator coming in season 3, and it could even be a reward for the next raid. Although I think he should have been a reward for this raid, considering we literally just freed him. But it's really great to see Alex back in action. He's an amazing character. I think he was one of the best characters of Modern Warfare 2019. So he was trapped by Alcatala in a gunfight, but he was actually spared by Farah's brother Hadir, commander of Alcatala, who helped him survive. Farah was very surprised by this as he was thought to be in prison, so who broke him out? He requested this message to be personally directed to Farah, of course being his sister, because he apparently wants to make a truce and work with Task Force 141 to quote-unquote kill Russians, specifically using their own weapons against them. So could we potentially use the Russian missiles against them? That's a bit iffy. I don't think the Task Force would go that far, and there's a very good possibility that Hadir could potentially be an operator in the future too. So basically in the future we might be seeing Hadir going up against Perseus / Makarov face to face, and he might be siding with us just to get at them. But I'll talk about why that might not be the case in a little second, because there is a possibility we might be getting manipulated and this could all be a trap. But if Hadir is going to be joining us, could they even potentially be 5 players next raid? Anyways, before I further break down this cutscene and everything it means storyline / lore wise, I first have something really awesome to tell you. Are you a huge Call of Duty Zombies fan and want to get this ray gun for yourself? Well, Greencades are an amazing site where you can get replica items from all of your favorite video games: Call of Duty, Destiny, Halo, Minecraft, Apex Legends, and many more. They have a plethora of awesome weapons from COD Zombies, but most noticeable is their recent release, the ray gun installed with LED lights to make it even more accurate and realistic. It looks just like the video game counterpart and is the perfect collector item for fans. Their team has invested a lot of time in planning and optimizing to make it look exactly like in the game. They made sure that the product has a blue light inside the barrel and has the signature red, yellow, and green lighting behind the handle. What's more is that these lights last 2.5 / 3 hours straight without the need to charge them. So yeah, be sure to check it out via the link in the description or browse their site for any other props that you may be interested in. And a huge thank you to Greencade for sponsoring this video. Anyway, so what I want to do now is I'm going to play the cutscenes for episode 2 of Raids. Now I'm sure you've probably already seen them before clicking on this video, so you can simply click ahead if you've already seen them, and then we'll jump into breaking them down even further.
Right, let's settle up. Comms are dead, but Laswell may still hear us.
Watcher 1, this is Kilo Actual with Bravo in the blind. We've located a missile silo and an ICBM on the platform.
We encountered multiple AQ. Believe the tunnels are cleared to this position.
To get here, we cracked multiple doors and terminals.
Portions of the facility are flooded. We work together, sharing limited resources to push on.
We have not found Alex, but my soldiers who went in with him are KIA.
If Alex is still alive, he's somewhere ahead of us. We'll stay frosty to find him.
We expect more contact and obstacles to sort moving forward.
Our team will ascend to the top of the silo and see if the warhead is still on the missile. Kilo Actual and Bravo, out here. Let's move.
Clear.
All clear.
Who's broken?
One piece here.
You good old man?
Been worse.
On you, boss.
AQ.
Who shut down?
Who the hell hit him?
Someone trying to stop them from doing this.
Fucking hell. Al-Qatala got the warhead.
Recently.
Very.
It's Alex.
Echo 3-1.
There's a lot of steel between us and you, mate.
Button, left side.
Eyes on.
Hit.
Done.
What happened?
Had a firefight with AQ. They killed the Reef and the others.
We know. Al-Rahmel al-Rahum.
Captain. Sergeant.
Told you you'd have friends nearby. Man of Steel.
Titanium. Bulletproof. For the knee down, anyway.
How are you still alive?
Their commander. He spared me.
Why?
He had a message. Wanted me to deliver it personally. To you.
To me? Who is this commander?
Farah. You're not gonna like this.
Alex. Who?
Your brother. Hadir.
Hadir is in jail.
Not anymore. He wants a truce. Wants to work with you. Work with us. To do what? To kill Russians. With their own weapons.
The warhead.
That's Hadir. He wants us to join him. Or turn back. That's the message.
Okay, so it seems like Perseus is indeed the ones responsible for the Soviet-era intercontinental ballistic missiles, as we see their logo plastered everywhere in the bunker, and Al-Qatala managed to acquire the warhead, potentially working with Makarov. So yes, I speculated from episode 1 of Raids that Perseus are likely the ones responsible for these missiles. As you know, the Black Ops and the Modern Warfare storylines are now one, as the Modern Warfare Rebirth universe are one and the same as the Black Ops universe. For example, we saw Imran Zakhaev in Black Ops Cold War's campaign, and this is really exciting news, seeing the Black Ops and Modern Warfare storylines finally interconnecting, because it means that for Treyarch's next game we could see more interconnections and ties between the two. Anyways, there's a very good possibility that Hadir could have been radicalized to be Al-Assad, commander of Al-Qatala, as both grew up in Urzikstan. He was referred to as Little Lion as a child, and Al-Assad's nickname is the Immortal Lion. Of course, there is the possibility that Hadir might not be Al-Assad, but it seems unlikely considering the fact that he was referred to as a lion, like I said, and that was clearly intentional by Infinity Ward. Otherwise, they'd just be trolling us and intentionally trying to throw us off, which isn't good storytelling and isn't in good faith. And besides, Al-Assad and Hadir do look very similar, so it really seems like they are one and the same people. In fact, people have even looked at Al-Assad's character model, and it's even referred to as Hadir in the files of the game, so it does seem like Hadir is Al-Assad. Anyways, regarding Perseus, like I just talked about, finally they are being incorporated in the Modern Warfare story, but Perseus is not just one person. Some people are confused by Black Ops Cold War storyline, but if you played the entirety of Black Ops Cold War's campaign and you saw the post-launch cutscenes, you would know that Perseus are just an idea. They are an organization that's supposed to live forever through the name, with new leaders constantly taking over. Their goal is to destroy the Western world in whatever means possible, no matter how far they have to go. The first commander that we saw in Black Ops Cold War was the old guy who of course died of cancer, and his gravestone was in Verdansk. Stitch then took over as the next leader, but he was killed by Adler, but before he died, he let him know that this is not the end. And we do actually know that Perseus were active in 2022 on Rebirth Island with Nova 6 gas, as we saw that last year on Rebirth Island. And we know that Perseus were of course involved with Nova 6's production during the Cold War on Rebirth Island 2, and Makarov could be the current leader of Perseus. This is a very, very big possibility. We know that likely Steiner, Reznov, Drakovich all had some involvements with Perseus. Of course, like I said, Perseus were responsible for the initial production of the Nova 6 gas, so they were likely all a part of Perseus, and their goals are the same because all of these people pretty much have the same goals to, like I said, destroy the Western world. And we we know that Imran Zakhaev was trying to be recruited by Perseus, but he ended up going against Perseus because he thought their plans were going too far with them trying to destroy Verdansk with Nova 6 gas and the nuclear bunkers. Even though he had a similar goal to usurp the Western world, I guess he had some limits of his evil. Fast forward after the Cold War to 2019/2022, after Imran's death, his son, Viktor Zakhaev, continued his legacy, but he did take that extra step in launching the nukes from the bunkers, but was stopped by Captain Price, who apparently killed him by throwing him off the bunker's edge. Unless he is somehow still alive, we'll have to wait and see, since they killed him off so quickly. But nevertheless, the Four Horsemen was the name for the group of the four men whose aims appear to try and become the dominant world power and usurp the Western world. In the original Modern Warfare trilogy, they consisted of Vladimir Makarov, Khalid al-Assad, Viktor Zakhaev, and Imran Zakhaev. However, of course, we're now in the rebooted storyline, and it seems to have changed this time. It's not going to play out in the exact same way as the original trilogy, since apparently both Zakhaevs are dead. And this time, Makarov and al-Assad could be going head to head if Hadir is indeed al-Assad. Like I previously mentioned, Imran thought that Perseus were going too far previously, and maybe al-Assad was working with Makarov before, but now has changed course, and he thinks that Makarov might be going too far with what he is up to with the reboot of No Russian that we see in the post-credit scene for Modern Warfare 2, as of course we see Russian ultranationalists hijacking a plane to possibly fly it into a building or something like that and frame it as an American attack in an attempt to start World War III, similar to the first No Russian. Of course, that's why it's called No Russian, because they want no Russian association with the attack and they want to frame it on America. Maybe they'll do an attack on Russian soil and then frame it as an American attack to start a war. So with Alcatala and Hadir having the warhead, are they going to be trying to use this warhead against the Russians themselves? Or potentially Hadir/al-Assad, if they are the same people, is not actually going against Makarov and the Russians. Maybe he just wants us to believe this and he's actually manipulating Taskforce 141. We know that Hadir/al-Assad is the second horseman. Why would they go against each other if they are supposed to be on the same team? This could all be a trap and he could actually be working with Makarov. Also, Hadir was thought to be in prison but must have been broken out, leading to more credence of him being al-Assad and potentially Makarov helping to break him out. After all, if Hadir is al-Assad, he is responsible for the gas on Verdansk in Warzone, which is a horrendous step to take, and he of course was working with the Russians previously to do so. Hadir's personality on the COD wiki is described as being much like his sister's. Hadir is filled with patriotism and determination to protect his motherland. However, unlike Farah, Hadir is less binding with morals and rules, which led to his alliance with Al-Qatala and use of Russian poison gas. However, Hadir's motive and goal is still the same with Farah's, to liberate his people and family. But of course, Hadir and Farah, whilst they have that similar goal, the means of going about it is completely different. The thing is, with Hadir taking this step with the gas previously, would he think that Makarov is going too far with his plans for the reboot of No Russian? I don't think he would think this goal is too far, unless Makarov has future plans and implications that could go against Hadir's people, and maybe that could turn Hadir to go against him. That said, surely the gas was already a step too far. Hadir could be completely gone now and could be essentially pure evil with Makarov. So it seems like the next raid will potentially be us meeting Hadir, and we might learn that he's in fact al-Assad in that. But yeah, I feel like Hadir is probably manipulating us. I can't really see as to why he'd be going against Makarov and the Russians when he is apparently the second horseman, according to Vanguard's character bio. Of course, we saw al-Assad as an operator in Vanguard within the villains event, even though this wasn't canon, and that's where we learned that he was the second horseman, and Makarov is another horseman. Why would they be going against each other? Although I think that would be an interesting plot, and that would make it very different from the original trilogy if the Four Horsemen do squabble. But yeah, the only way I see Hadir going against Makarov is if he is doing something that will go against his people, and he wants to put a stop to it, and he thinks it's going too far. Other than that though, I could see us definitely walking straight into a trap. All of these raid cutscenes are probably leading to the COD 2023 game by Sledgehammer Games. Of course, we know this game is going to be a Modern Warfare game. It's probably not going to be called Modern Warfare 3, it's probably going to be a Modern Warfare spin-off, which is probably going to be all about Makarov and the post-credit scene that I mentioned. So maybe this No Russian mission on the plane could be the first mission in COD 2023's campaign, and maybe Perseus/Makarov has Nova Gas too and are going to do something with that. But yeah, I really do think that Makarov is likely likely the new leader of Perseus because, of course, they both have similar goals. Makarov wants to destroy the Western world. That was Perseus's goal too, so it makes sense that through all this time, Makarov has actually been with Perseus. So let me know all of what I've discussed in this video down in the comment section down below. Do you think that Hadir is indeed Al-Assad? I think all of the evidence is very likely, especially because, like I said, Al-Assad is literally referenced as Hadir in the files of the game. Do you think that Makarov is the new leader of Perseus? What do you think Makarov's goal is with no Russian? And what do you think will happen with these missiles potentially being launched? Do you think that Hadir/Al-Assad is manipulating us and he's actually going to try and backstab us and lead us into a trap? Or do you think he's being genuine and we could see Hadir and Makarov going head to head? Lots to talk about. Anyways, thank you for watching the video and make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching and bye.